Hey everyone, and welcome to Mediocre Gamers, where we discuss all things gaming. I'm Crimson, and I'm here today with my co-host Caleb.
What's up?
So, how's it been going, man?
It's going good.
Play
Going
any
good.
new games this week?
Actually, yes.
Same
Haven't
here.
got to play them for very long, but I got a little bit of time in with them.
Same here. I gotta play maybe 30 minutes of a new game.
That's
Um,
same for me.
yeah. I'm like, I needed something to talk about other than Magic.
Yep. But we're still going to talk about Magic.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, the hype train is still in the station.
Oh, yeah.
So, I played a game called BattleTech.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is set in a universe that has been around for a very, very long time.
Yep.
It's very, very fun game. Kind of wish they'd bring back the card game. The card game was great. It was done by Wizards of the Coast, and they had great ads for it
Okay.
because since it was Wizards, they could use their own intellectual property terms and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it had a picture of like an atlas with all guns blazing, shooting a Sarah Angel, and it said "tap this."
Wow.
Yo,
That's
oh,
fun.
oh, that's so good. It's so good.
Wow.
But yeah, so like most people remember when you say MechWarrior BattleTech, most people think the first-person shooter, usually MechWarrior 2 or MechWarrior 3 from the 90s.
Yeah.
And they were fun, good games. But this is more of like a turn-based strategy. So it's not StarCraft, it's not real-time strategy, it's turn-based. You know, and it works really well. The story, first off, the story is just great. It is being written and directed by one of the original creators of BattleTech.
Okay.
So the story is spot on. If you like that stuff in that universe with the Inner Sphere, the Frontier, the different clans, all of that, it's all
Okay.
there. And the clan names are familiar if you're in that universe. Super good. You'll recognize a lot of mechs. Unfortunately, there's still some you won't because of issues that they had in the 90s where they kind of stole mechs from other IPs like
Didn't you say
Robotech.
one of them is called a Warhammer?
Yeah, the Warhammer, which is one of the most famous battle techs, but
Mm.
you know, because they
But Games
stole that
Workshop stole
look.
it.
Well, no, it was so BattleTech was like an open source thing, so anybody could use anything from anywhere. And
Oh,
then
okay.
they had the miniatures game, and the people who made the miniatures game used a miniature from Robotech, which is an anime,
Mm.
and that was the Warhammer, and very popular look. It's a
Mm.
big robot with two big old cannons as hands.
Mm.
But it is from an anime, so they can't use it. But it's also got the best name out of all of them. Everything. That's like sons of bitches. And it's also my favorite mech,
Nice.
unfortunately.
I gotcha.
But yeah, the gameplay's pretty solid. It's group of 4 or 5 people. You got mechs. You're gonna want different styles of mechs for each guys to cover different bases, or you can
Mm.
all go the same and go like a lance build. You have the heat to worry about, so if you run a lot of energy weapons, you gotta stay near water or take a turn where you do nothing to reduce the heat.
So is this turn-based? Is it a
Yes,
third-person shooter?
it's turn based. Yep.
Okay.
So it plays a lot like XCOM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's that style of gameplay. So
Interesting.
yeah, really fun. I know you'll get to a hub eventually, and when you do, you'll have different mech warriors. I mean, it's literally XCOM with giant robots.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm like, I could sit here and just explain it, but it's just XCOM with giant robots.
Gotcha.
And the one thing about BattleTech is it's always so, every little thing, like this piece on this mech, or that weapon instead of that weapon. All the modularness of it is so fun.
That's really cool.
So, now I do not know if it's worth the $40. I'll let you guys know next time. I've only played a couple hours of it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good so far.
Awesome.
And that's what I've been playing other than Magic.
Yes. I haven't played a little bit of the new Deus Ex, and I say new loosely. It's the newest Deus Ex, which is Mankind Divided. I think I'm at the very end of the first mission, which is interesting. It still plays like Deus Ex. You can go in guns blazing, you can stealth, you can tackle anything from a variety of different like vantage points and stuff like that. And it's fun. It's plays basically just the same as Human Revolution, which I really liked.
So did
This
I.
one, I'm not sure. Yeah, like Human Revolution was fantastic. I haven't seen enough of Mankind Divided to find out if it's worth it or not. You are like, I think the majority of the game takes place in Germany, so that interests me. Because I think you're in Munich, is like the hub city.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, that'll be kind of an interesting change.
I mean, it's not Wolfenstein, but
no. But it's pretty cool. Graphics are good, voiceover is good, story so far is decent. It's a little out of like the very first mission. There's no story. It's like, the Augs all went insane thanks to the asshole from the last game and started murdering everyone. And I'm like, okay, I remember all that. And it does like you can optionally watch the 12-minute like catch-up video. So I watched that and figured out what was going on or got a refresher on that. And then we got to like the end of the first mission and like these random dudes show up and just start killing everyone. I'm like, who the fuck are these guys? So I'm right there. I got the shit kicked out of me. Like these guys hit like trucks. So that's where I stopped. But I got it in the Humble Monthly bundle, so that was nice.
yeah, I mean, the nice thing about that bundle is you get to try some stuff you normally wouldn't.
Definitely, including this next game that I just played a little bit of, which also came out of the Humble, and that's Jalopy. This is a weird game. It is definitely an indie game. The animation style is very weird. It's that like Hello Neighbor,
Almost like cell shaded.
Yeah. It's that like Hello Neighbor, Papers, Please type of animation, and it's fine. It works with it because everything's like that. But basically, it's like Euro Truck Simulator with like a car, mechanic simulator with a story. And so the story so far is that you and your uncle gives you this jalopy, and you have to piece it together. Like you have to put the tires on, and by putting the tires on, I mean you have to go and get a jack, put the jack under the car, jack the car up on one side, put the tire on, or put the wheel on, and actually use the tire iron to actually like tighten it on all 4 tires. You have to build the engine, which is just grab a piece and throw it in the slot that's highlighted. But you have to actually maintain all of these pieces to have proper performance.
I'm watching a video, and it looks interesting.
It is. That's exactly what I thought was, this is very interesting. And so the story is, he gives you this car, and it's at the fall of the Berlin Wall. So it takes place in Germany, and you are trying to get you and your uncle to the border of the Czech Republic. And you're going into the Czech Republic. And so you have to actually plan a route and then drive that route. And you'll have to fill up with gas, and it's a specific type of car that requires you to fill it with gas and then also put oil into the gas mixture. And if you put too much, then it can damage the engine. If you put too little, then you won't get proper performance. And it's this really cool, almost survival-esque type game, and it's just kind of cool. I'm definitely gonna mess with it a little more, but I don't know. Definitely check out the Humble Monthly if you can.
Just don't get next month.
Yeah, next month is fucking Destiny 2. I don't know what the other 8 games are, but if they give a big game, they always just spoil it. They're like, oh, look at this super awesome. It's like, oh, those other 8 games better make up for it. Because even spending the, like, $12 or whatever for a copy of Destiny 2 is too much fucking money.
Yeah.
But yeah. Speaking of Destiny 2, DLC is going to be coming out here pretty soon. And I really don't care.
Yeah, I might reinstall just for a little bit, but that's about it.
Well, I mean, let's do that. Let's see if we can even get RJ back into it, just for, because all we got to do is play for an hour and DLC.
Yeah, I agree.
You just jump on, make an hour long. Like, yep, here's the deal in its entirety. Alt F4 uninstall. But yeah. It might be kind of fun.
This might be a little shorter of a cast than normal. We really didn't get a lot of play.
Yep.
I know you switched over to full-time.
Yep, so I'm now working full-time, and we are moving the entire library that I work at, and that's what I've been doing for the past 2 weeks, and it's tons of heavy lifting and just massive amounts of physical labor. So basically all I've been doing is going to work early, coming home, throw on my clothes in the washer, take a shower, throw them in the dryer, and go to bed.
And my life has been
and you just got a new job
by Magic Arena.
Yep. And you also got a new job.
I did. I traded up. Got something different.
I would say so. Definitely traded up in the boss department, especially.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's why we ended up taking last week off because of our schedules and just pure exhaustion and not having enough time to play anything. And so, like Crimson was saying, this week is going to be a shorter one just because the most that we have been playing has been Magic Arena, and I ended up draft with some of my friends that I sponsored, bought a box, and we just drafted right out of it. Now, we did get to play a game that we've been wanting to play for a good while, though.
Yup.
And that was Divinity Original 2.
Yes, this was fun. I will let you go into it for just a brief moment.
Yeah. So, this game is very interesting because it's almost the video game version of actual Dungeons and Dragons. You craft your character from scratch, or you can play a pre-made one with their own story. We decided to create our own characters. I went with a burst damage rogue, and Crimson ended up playing. He had a mod that allows him to play paladin. Yep. Which is just like a cleric variant. And this game is even fun with just 2 people because you do still get a 4-person party by recruiting people. And so I ended up choosing one of the guys to be a cleric when we recruited one of them, and I can attach him to my party. So in combat, I control me and him in turn order, and he will follow me around in the world. Whereas Crimson got the mage with him, so he controls himself as a paladin and the mage, and it works really well. The combat is really cool.
Although we did get our ass kicked.
Yeah, that was interesting. So we get to the very first town, and there's like this little secret cave right outside, and we're like, oh, let's go in here and look around.
And get in frogs.
There, and there's these 3 giant frogs, and we're like, what the? Oh god, I'm all dead. We're dead. That guy's dead. And
frogs.
Fucking frogs. So that's where we ended up stopping, and we're definitely looking forward to getting back into that. But one of the things really, really hooked me was the fact that the experience is individual. If Crimson is off doing something for the quest, or he is talking to people, or whatever, he can go off and do that. And I do not see his dialogue. I do not hear him, what he is doing. He is off on some other side of the city.
Yeah, and then you've got to have a conversation with your other live people on what you just did.
Yep. And everybody shares in the consequence. There was, on the boat, there was a time in which you passed a speech check with some of the guards, and they didn't fight us. They let us pass. And we had to reload the game because I got stuck in an infinite death loop, thanks to not being able to see one of the death clouds. And I think it was just my brightness was down too far.
It might have been.
So we had to reload, and then he failed the speech check the next time, and so we had to fight them. Now, I didn't know this. He was in that room talking with them and chatting with them, and he failed the check, and it does not prompt you. It does not say, Crimson is in combat or anything like that. So I'm just off exploring, and he's like, hey, can you come help me? I am about to get kicked. And because it's just me and him, we don't have the rest of the. And so I run in, and as soon as I enter the room, it puts me into combat. And I'm like, that's really cool that it is an individual experience. We are a team, but I don't have to trail him and let him do all the dialogue and all the talking and all whatever and just follow his lead. And he also does not have to do that with me.
And I can listen to your dialogue if I am next to your conversation.
You can eavesdrop.
Click, and I can see what you're choosing. I can hear all the dialogue choices, so if I don't want to miss that portion, I don't have to.
Exactly. And the actual individual experience of what you can do is crazy. Like, I am a lizard man rogue this time around, just for something different. And I get special speech checks. Like, I can have, and it'll say, kind of like in Fallout or anything like that, where the skill that it would be using or the attribute. And so it'll say like lizard in brackets, and then it'll give something related to my race, like if I'm talking to another lizard man.
It really does remind me of that Fallout 1, Fallout 2 era games.
It does. It feels like old school Fallout mixed with
Heroes
real...
of Might and Magic.
Ooh, yeah.
It just has that Ultima era.
Yep. And it does have a very big, like, real D&D, like with how you create your character, how you level up your character, how, the decisions that you make, the traits that you take, the actual character that you are matters in the story, and that we craft our own story. And, like, yes, there is a overall plot, but how we interact with that plot is dependent on our conversations.
It really feels like what Path of Exile wanted to do.
Yeah. If Path of Exile was not an MMO,
an ARPG,
Yeah, if it was not a Diablo type game, and Divinity is like the movement and everything is very Diablo. Like it's point and click movement.
Yeah. Except for
But
in
when
combat, it's a little bit
and
more like
it's like
pre-com.
XCOM. Yeah, like it is turn based, and you can move to like better position yourself. So there is movement, but it's not like a grid based. So it's just really fun. I don't know, like I'm excited to play more. And
Yes.
and like one of the things that was very interesting, was you going around looking for like what we're supposed to do next with the quest. I was like, I'm gonna go recruit some people so we have a. And you're like, okay, cool, whatever. So I go and I recruit the Red Prince, who's a complete asshole, and then we recruited the Fane, which is the undead guy, and he's also an asshole.
Yep.
But I was able to get them very easily. And the Red Prince, because I'm a lizard, as well as he is, and then Fane, just because I knew how to appeal to his undead side, and provided him with logic. And he's like, yeah, all right. So then we get into the city, and there's the elf girl. And I'm like, well, we want her. And we want her to be our mage. And so we go and we're talking to her, and I'm the one talking. And she fucking hates me because I'm a lizard man. And apparently the lizard race like tried to enslave the elves. Like there was a huge war over it. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I am not the person to be talking to her, and I can't back out of this conversation. So I had to really get in there and choose very wisely how I talk to her.
Yo.
And it ended up coming down to logic won out. She was going to kill me. And had I failed those speech checks, had I chosen options, there would have been combat, I believe. Because one of the options was like, screw this, I don't have time for this. If we're going to fight, let's do it, or something like that. But I got to the point where she's like, why would I ever join into a party with you? And I said, we are trying to escape this place. Do you think that people would actually realize that we're working together when our races hate each other? It's the perfect cover. And she's like, you have a point. And she joined us. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yo.
That was close.
That's how you do it.
So that was really, really cool. And the fact that this game, we played, what, an hour? Maybe two?
We played 2.
2 hours of that game, and there are 78 hours left in that game.
Yo.
And I would say,
game.
if we end up playing through it again after we're finished, it will be a completely different game. Because we will be playing different characters, we will be choosing different paths. I am very, very impressed by it.
Definitely better than Divinity Original Sin 1.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Although I didn't dislike Original Sin 1.
Yeah.
But it was different.
Yeah. Oh, also, one other thing is that the experience can become even more individualized, because let's say me and Crimson end up getting into a fight, like actual disagreement on something. He can leave the party completely.
Yep.
Like, he can literally go, fuck you guys, I'm out. And he can take himself and his teammate or whatever that he wants, and he can fuck off and start his own party. And now that won't happen with us, obviously, but that is something that can.
Maybe. I am a paladin, you know.
You are a paladin and I am a rogue. But
Just saying, it has happened in the past.
That is true. Depends on if you make me myself a barrel. And all bets are off. Besides that, though, we played a little bit of Division today, just screwing around. That was fun.
Still fun.
But,
still waiting for part 2.
Oh yeah, definitely ready for Division 2. But we have been playing some Magic Arena, and I will let you take that away.
Oh my God, Magic Arena. Oh, I sometimes I get this way where like
Obsessive.
I go all in on a game,
Yep.
and that has happened with Magic Arena. Thankfully, I
Mm-hmm.
haven't had any money,
Yep.
so that's been the only saving grace to my life right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like Magic. I've always loved Magic. I thought, from day one that I started playing, I've enjoyed the game. I have
Mm-hmm.
quit multiple times due to either people moving, losing your play groups, that sort of thing. But
Yeah.
it's always been a solid game.
Yeah.
There is definitely things wrong with Magic Arena,
Mm-hmm.
but me personally, I'm able to overcome those. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't bother me that there's no trading. I thought it would, and it would I like it better if there was trading? Hell yes. But there's not, and I can't change that, so I don't dwell on it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually really do like the wild card system versus the dusting system.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, yes, dusting does give you better options,
Yeah.
but the wild card works. It works.
Mm-hmm.
I like where they're at with the games. You can play 4 games just in random. You'll get, pretty much a pack at the end of those 4 games if you win them. You can go into the constructed. You instead of getting the pack, you can use that gold for the constructed and make some really good cards.
Mm-hmm.
But and the draft in it sucks right now because it's
Yep.
almond cut and it's crap.
Yeah. Let's release Dominaria and then not draft it.
Yeah. If it had been Dominaria, I would have been much more interested in doing it
Mm-hmm.
more than just like twice.
Yeah.
I will definitely be saving up my gold so that way I can do Dominaria when it comes out next week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's really good. I have so many decks on there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons why I really like it, is because unlike Paper Magic, where you can realistically only build one standard deck, unless you're rich.
Yep.
With this, I'm able to build a Stompy deck.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. I built Black White Knights. I've built Blue White Historic.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that I really settled on was a very draw go basic build.
Okay.
20 plus counter spells, 7 board wipes, a couple flash creatures like Lyra. Well, she's flash when I have Wrath, and a couple Tefiris, and that's it.
Okay.
It's all about counter anything that's super dangerous. Get to turn 5 as fast as you can. Drop your board wipes, and then start taking control of the game.
I gotcha.
And if you play against aggro, you want to try to just slow them down even a little bit if you can. And then just hope that they play out their hand and they get into top deck mode and you win. Against control, it's much, much harder. The one saving grace is that you generally have more counter spells than them.
Okay.
So you can generally out counter them. The problem is most of your counter spells are not hard counters.
Mm-hmm.
So like Supreme Will, Censor, Essence Scatter. And this is kind of where you do need sideboards, but sideboards are not implemented yet. Well, they are, but all games are best out of one.
Yeah.
Which we'll see that change in the future. But I kind of hope they keep the best of one because sometimes you don't want to play a best 2 out of 3.
I think best 2 out of 3 should be reserved specifically for event.
Yeah, for like tournaments and stuff like that.
Yep.
But other than that, yeah, just having a blast with this game.
It's good. It's good.
What about you? You played it a little bit. I know you had issues.
I have had. I have a not as positive of a review of it for myself, and it's not. It's not that it's bad. It's just it's nothing new.
That's because Caleb hates everything.
No, I don't. We talked about how awesome Divinity was, Division, Jalopy, Deus Ex. No, I just have standards when it comes to Magic. See what I did there? Standard Magic. Speaking of standard and Magic, it's not standard. So that's one of my first complaints. It is not actual standard. It is missing Aether Revolt and Kaladesh, which they're adding later, and it's about to rotate already.
Yeah,
so
it'll get there.
It'll get there in time for it to rotate out and be. So I don't know what their idea is. We're going to put these 2 sets in, and then we're immediately going to rotate them, but we are still going to be able to use them because it's not actually standard. Or are they going to make it standard and then have them rotate it? Like, who knows? But you can't properly playtest anything that's standard because you're missing 2 of the sets. So if you were building a deck in Magic Arena that you wanted to possibly take to an F&M, because it can be easier and hell of a lot cheaper to build it on Magic Arena than building a standard deck in paper, you can't do that. Because 1, you can't test against a standard meta because you're missing 2 sets that are widely popular. And you can't use those cards either to fill in the rest of that deck. For instance, you can't use Fumigates in your black-white or blue-white deck.
Right. Or you can't use your Lost Legacies in your rat deck.
Exactly. So that's a problem. The other thing is that it's not even going on the standard banned list because it's not standard. So Smuggler's Copter is in there, I believe. Yeah, because that was Ixalan, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
I believe it was. Smuggler. So, no, it was Kaladesh. So Smuggler's Copter's not in there, but Ramanap Ruins is.
Yes. Yeah,
and that one banned. It's banned in standard, and for good reason.
Yes.
So it is a desert land, and it says tap, add a colorless, or tap and pay a life to add a red, or pay 2 and 2 red, tap and sacrifice a desert, and it deals 2 damage to each opponent. And it is broken. And there is a reason why it is banned in standard, but it is not banned in Arena.
Yeah, which we will get when it switches over to standard. You know, it will get the rotation and the ban list.
Yes.
But,
and it will. It definitely will. But for now, it's a disjointed experience because it's not quite standard, but it's all standard legal cards, except for the banned cards. And it's kind of a clusterfuck with that. But besides that, you also get less cards in the pack. So I'm not really sure how drafting works.
Drafting, you still get a 15 card pack.
So you get a 15 card pack if you're drafting, but you only get an 8 pack if you're buying packs.
Correct.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, you lose 1 uncommon and like 4 commons.
Yep, that's fucking stupid. So, and that will always be stupid to me, because if you can draft a 15 card pack, why the fuck do I not get a 15 card pack when I buy them? Price. It's in the system already. Fuck it. Cheaper. Charge me $2 then.
No, charge you $4 is what they would charge you.
Then I wouldn't be playing Arena and nobody else would either.
Which is why they do an 8 card pack.
Then they should reevaluate their life decisions and stop sucking so much dick. Eternal can pull it off.
Yep.
And that's my other complaint, is that this game is nothing compared to Eternal. It is Magic, but it's not. And Eternal does everything that Arena does, except better. It has better pricing, it has more cards per pack, it has a better economy. Yes, I like Arena's wildcard system. I hate how you get them.
Yeah.
You can only pull them out of packs or by opening over a playset of a card.
Yes.
Which is stupid. So it takes, what'd you say, 30 packs or 20 packs
It's
to
roughly
open
30
the vault?
packs.
Okay, so it's 30. You have to buy 30 packs to open the vault, and the vault gives you, what is it, one mythic,
2 rares,
2 rares, and 3 uncommon.
uncommons.
Yep. And that's fine if I didn't have to get 30 packs for it.
Yeah.
And
well, still getting stuff out of those packs.
Yeah, 8 cards. But here's
just means
the problem.
You get less commons and more rares.
Yep. And see, had we been getting the, 15 card packs or whatever, then we would have been getting more of those commons and uncommons, which means that the vault would fill up faster.
Or you can think, oh, well, it's $1.33 a pack. If I buy 2 packs, that's really 1 pack. That's a $2.66 for a pack, but I get 2 rares in every pack? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Or I can go pay 99 cents. So there's that. And again, this is my complaint, is that it's not that Arena is bad, it's that it's nothing new. It's not revolutionary.
Yeah.
It's Hearthstone with Magic cards is what it is. Okay. But the other problem that I have with it is that I can't choose, like, let's say I've got some rares that I don't want. I can't just destroy those and add them to the vault.
Nope, you get stuck building collections.
You get stuck building collections. I don't want to build a collection. I don't want all these trash fucking rares that I've been getting. I want to open the vault so that I can get my next History of Benalia so I can play the goddamn game.
Yeah, I kind of wish you could just scrap things to the vault, even if you only had like 2 of them.
Yeah. See, I would rather have that than a dust system. I would rather be able to just sacrifice cards to go to the vault. And you can't do that either. And that may be something down the road. It is still in beta, but again, a beta is the first impression. And while they are adding new things, while they are tweaking things, they are somewhat listening to the community, it's still not a complete experience. For instance, they're still making terrible decisions like releasing Dominaria before releasing Kaladesh and Aether Revolt. And then releasing Dominaria and then having the first draft as fucking Amonkhet.
Yeah, the first draft should have been Dominaria.
It should have been Dominaria. In fact, it should have been the first month of drafts should have been Dominaria. Also, Arena is not a free-to-play game.
No.
You can try. You can try all you... That's what I'm trying to do, and it's not fun. It is not a fun experience at all. Because now that you can buy packs, everyone that you will play against has bought probably at least a box.
Yeah.
And you will get fucked by Scarab Gods that they have a playset of, and every other...
It definitely changes how you play.
Yep.
It really puts an emphasis on some of those good uncommons.
Yeah, I mean, because the kind of gold standard for strategy when you are playing against rich people, and this is a game of rich versus poor. It always will be. And that's why I have taken a deep dive into the Pauper format. But the rich versus poor argument will always be broken thing, and that is cards that fuck over playsets. Ixalan's Binding. Oh, that's a cute Scarab God you got there. Ixalan's Binding. Fuck you.
Yeah,
Now,
because now they can't play any other ones.
exactly. Same with the Hazoret. Oh, you got a play set of Hazarets? That's cute. Now you don't get to play any of them. Oh, and you're mono red, so you can't even get rid of it? Eat a bag of dicks. So, yes, there are things like that. There are very few things like that in the card pool that is available in Arena. But you can kind of fake your way into it. I expected this to be the Magic Online killer. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
not.
it's just Hearthstone with Magic cards. That's all it is.
I wish it was, but it's not.
I do too. And I don't think that they will be adding old sets anytime soon. Maybe ever. This may be a Amonkhet on.
Possible. Never know.
Because we don't know. And there's no real reason for them to add any old to make, vintage or modern, anything like that, or Commander. Maybe Brawl. We'll probably see Brawl just because it's tied to Standard, but I doubt that we'll see any of the other modern to legacy formats because why would they? It just splits the player base. It's kind of like if you had in Hearthstone, if you had Standard, Wild, and 4 other formats.
Yeah, and hardly anybody plays Wild, it feels like.
Exactly. Most people just play Standard. And so while I would rather see those formats, we probably won't see them. And that's the other reason why I'm not buying into actually spending money on it, is because I don't know if they're going to burn me like all the other digital card games have besides Eternal. And you have pointed it out before that Arena just may not be my game, and I don't think it is.
That is definitely a possibility.
But it's not because I didn't give it a fair shot. It's because they keep making bad decisions with what they have. They can still charge $1.33, $1.50, or $2 a pack and give us 15 card packs. The difference is the packs don't cost them money to print. All of the packs that they get money for is profit. There is no overhead for a digital currency like that.
Right, and some people will say, well, the art. Well, the art's being paid by the paper.
Yeah.
You have
Arena is straight profit, though.
You have some overhead with servers and stuff like that.
Sure.
And employees to maintain the service. But
you're right.
Peanuts.
It is, especially when you have the backing of a game that's been around for 25 years and is the most popular card game on the planet.
And no signs of it ever not being the most popular card game on the planet.
Exactly. So this was really the big, we are updating our digital platform. We are bringing this into a modern, medium, and this is going to be revolutionary. And it felt like by revolutionary they meant that they were going to trip on every pebble and fall right on their damn faces. I know that you really like it because it's digital Magic that's not Magic on. I really don't like it because I can't distinguish the two. It just feels like one's fucking you one way and one is fucking you the other.
Yeah. And the thing is, if this makes them a lot of money, we might see Magic Online get an overhaul with this back-end system.
Yeah.
And that would be great. I would go to Magic Online in a heartbeat.
Yeah. And I wish that this just would have been the new Magic Online. That this was going to phase out Magic Online. And it may, I just doubt it, because people have collections over there and they're actually worth money. And that's the other thing, is since trading monetary value, so there's no real reason for them to not give us 15 card packs, because nothing has actual monetary value. They have such leeway with what they can do because nothing has monetary value, and it feels like they're trying to constrain what players get. You get almost no free stuff. You get less cards per pack. Draft sucks dick.
I mean, we're talking about Wizards here. They always dictate what you do with your stuff.
That is fucking accurate.
Now, did you have any bright sides in the Magic world this week?
I did! Guess what it didn't involve? Fucking Magic Arena. Because I did spend some money on Magic this week. I bought a box of Dominaria, and I invited some of my friends to draft it right out of the box. No entry fee, no nothing. You get to keep your cards. I just wanted to celebrate all the cool stuff that was happening for everybody and celebrate my new job. And it's like, I'm going to buy a box. We're going to draft out of it. We will have prizes out of the box. And so we had 6 people, which is about perfect to me for a draft. 8 is max for me. But I like 6 people. And so we got to draft out of that. The only stipulation was free. And since everybody gets to keep their cards that they draft, the only addendum was if anybody pulls a Karn or a History of Benalia to let me know. Work something out for that, because I did need one of each of those. And so we're drafting. We crack open our packs, and I set aside the prizes, and then whatever is left after the prizes goes directly to me for buying the box, which was 10 packs. So I walked out with 10 packs no matter what, plus the 3 that I drafted. And so we get in, we're drafting, everybody's having fun. People are asking questions about like how this card works and this and stuff, because some of our players are newer, some of them haven't drafted before, so on. And Dakota, being the lucky motherfucker that he is, so in our sealed event a couple weeks ago, we played at the pre-release event, and we had a giant. It was, and out of his 6 packs, he got a mock. Well, since RJ paid for both of us, and then I paid RJ, technically paid his way, I said, it's mine. So he pulled the mocks, and I got it. And he got to keep all the rest of the cards. And so we're drafting, and his second pack, he pulls a fucking card. And we literally turned to him, and we're like, we're taking you to Vegas.
No shit.
Like, what the fuck? The next one we do, I'm going to be like, if anybody pulls a Lyra, let me know.
Yeah, I need like 3 of her.
Yep. Just tell Dakota. Buy him a box and just tell him that you get all the Lyras, and he'll pull you 10 of them. But
I was thinking about trading a Karn and some other stuff from some Lyras because I really need her.
Yeah. Lyra's strong. But nobody pulled a History of Benalia. Nobody pulled a Lyra. I have yet to get pulled out of any boxes or sealed events or anything like that. I know the professor did a box opening and 1 History of Benalia out of 6 and no Lyras. 5 boxes, I think. Yeah. There's some of those myths, and he pulled no mock. He did pull 2 Karns. But so that was really cool. We had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we had 2 rounds because one of the local game stores, the one that we were hosting it at, ended up closing at 8, and I thought it was at 10. So we had to cut it at that point. And so since Dakota and RJ were both tied with 2 wins, they got 3 packs. Yeah, they got 3 packs, and then me and Joe got 1 pack each. And so basically it was supposed to be like 2-1, and it ended up like I kind of finagled the prizes so that everybody got stuff that actually won games, and pulled some pretty good stuff. Got another Phyrexian Scriptures for my deck, so I've got 1 for my commander and all. We pulled 4 dualies out of that box, which was pretty damn awesome. And people just walked away having fun and getting some new cards, and everybody was happy. It was free. It was just fun, casual event. And that's We had so much fun that even Joe and RJ were like, well, let's do this again. Let's either go around and like one person buys a box, next person buys a box, next person buys a box, or we just start pitching in to get the box. And so that's going to be our new thing, is we're just going to start pitching in to get boxes, draft out of them.
Sounds fun. I mean, that's the way to do it.
It is, especially when you've got, 6 to 8 people who can throw a little money in, and then you don't have to worry about prize support because you just use the extra packs.
Yep.
So that had been really fun. I got Joe into Commander. We built him a blue-white Wrath deck.
Okay, so Wrath plus Urza's Ruinous Blast is now called Wrath of God. Yeah.
Oh.
Pretty much. Wrath of God.
Wrath
I thought about like
God.
Wrath of Urza, but it didn't sound as cool.
Nope. It's Wrath of God.
I mean, Urza's pretty much the closest thing to a god in that game anyways.
Yawgmoth would be. Technically, he is a god.
He's the devil.
I mean, maybe. But maybe he's the devil of Hell's Kitchen.
And Urza's did kick his ass with like a rainbow beam, so hey, whatever.
It's fair. And then, Urza died to a human.
But he wasn't really dead. Like, Gerard kept his head, and his head talked to Gerard.
That's creepy. On, like, every level.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah. I'd probably stab that thing in the forehead a couple of times.
It's like the dude from Diablo 3.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, god damn it. No.
Literally Urza it up.
No. But yeah, so some good, some bad, some mediocre.
Hey, that's the goal. So it sounded like you had a pretty fun week. I definitely had a very fun week myself.
Good. And hopefully we'll get to play some more games next week. Maybe get some more Divinity in or something, so we have a little bit more to talk about. Update it, all you people listening.
Definitely.
On how the synergy works between a paladin and a rogue.
All right. And as always, thank you all for listening, and you can check out our previous episodes at mediocregamers.com, as well as on iTunes and Google Play. Keep up to date with us on Facebook and Twitter at 2mediocregamers, and chat with us on Discord. Links will be provided in the description down below. Now get out there and play some games.